Everybody's on the same path, they just don't know it yet. Some people on the inverted path. The path is walking in the Spirit, love, joy, peace, goodness, meekness, temperance, faith, hope, walking by faith, being changed in the inner man. But most people don't even know there is an inner man. The inner man's being changed day by day. The outward man perishes. So everybody's on the same path. You might say, well, what about the devil and his minions? Yeah, they're on the same path of their own works. They think they're God. It's inverted. It still parallels. Just like if you look at I used to wonder about the genealogy of Cain and Abel and Cain and Seth, the same names. They had the same names or similar names, but so this is the path, the mind of Christ path. But what's the path? What's the path of the devil? It's inverted. It's just a flip. It's inversion. It's an inversion. It's an inverted path. So they're still going the same path, but it's upside down path. So they're going down because they're trying to use sorcery, witchcraft, self-worship, me. So Agent Smith, that's why Neo was on this path, but Agent Smith was on this path, but they were a mirror image of each other. Because you can't think outside of Christ, but if you try to do it in the energy of the flesh, it's inverted. But if you do it in the energy of the Spirit, the mind of Christ, the Spirit of Christ, it's the path. You might say, well, how do you know what I'm thinking? Somebody might say that in the future, or they might say it now. Because everybody's on the same path. I already know what the devil's crew's thinking. Bitterness, anger, greed, unforgiveness, hatred. Eventually they go into narcissism, and eventually sociopaths, and then psychopaths. It's the same path, it's just an inverted path. You might say, well, how's that possible? You won't understand that in the flesh mind. The God has to reveal it to you. How can I explain it? I could explain it with math. I can explain it with math. You have real numbers and imaginary numbers, or you have a 45-degree angle and you have a negative 45-degree angle. You can explain it with mathematics, but to really grasp it, you need the mind of Christ. I could talk all day till I'm blue in my face, and you never get it unless you have the mind of Christ. It's really easy. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's an upside down world. The flesh mind is upside down. The spirit mind is counter to it. So look, here's one good example. So those plants and trees are growing. This cornucopia is just growing like crazy. The seed is within the seed. It's a win-win. The flesh mind says it's a win-lose and everything's dying. They don't even see it. It's right in front of them, but they don't see that things just grow and grow and grow. Everything's exponential growth. The leaves, the trees. Yeah, it resets every season and the leaves fall off, but that's part of the process to death, resurrection. The seed is within the seed. The seed has to go down, die, and new birth. But in a watermelon, there's a bunch of seeds, and all those seeds make more watermelons. And so the spirit is cornucopia. The flesh is nothing but death. The spirit goes up, the flesh goes down. It's inverted. That's why there's such a thing as Janus words. They are spelled the same, but they have opposite meanings.